Hello everyone, welcome to Prestige Castle Farm. My name is Innocent. First, I would like to thank you all for those who have liked and those who have subscribed to this channel. For those who haven't subscribed, please kindly do so and click on the notification button so that you'll be notified whenever we upload a new video. Today's video is a very important one, and I would recommend that you get your pen and paper, as I will be going through the lessons we've learned, particularly when we've started this, since we've started this poultry farm, so that you will not make the same mistake. This video is also good for new farmers who are intending to go into the poultry business, to take you from some of our experiences, the mistake we've made, so that you become a professional poultry farmer. So I have written down this point down so that I would not that I would not forget any of this important point. So the first point, the first mistake that we made since we started this poultry farm, is paying exorbitant consultancy fee. You know, you may be tempted to, when you want to start this poultry farm, to seek out to a consultant, and oftentimes most of the consultants that are available, or most of the consultants that you would reach out to, are consultants that you meet online. The bad news is that some of these consultants do not even own a poultry farm. Some of them do not even have a practical experience in raising this, whether it's broiler or it's layer, or in general, they do not have the practical experiences. And you reach out to them, and sometimes their fees are exorbitant. You do not want to start, in that line, paying this huge amount of money and not getting a value for your money. What I would recommend is this. I understand that I'm not saying that consultancy services are not needed. They are needed if you have the means, and secondly, if if you've started already, and then there are areas that you are lacking, and you need one or two experiences here and there to scale up. But if you are just a small farmer that is starting, you don't need to spend those amount of money paying a exorbitant fee, consultancy fee. Instead, I would recommend that you go to your neighboring farmers, the farmers around your neighborhood. Reach out to some of these farmers. Most of them are willing to teach you, to show you the ways around this entire poultry farm. In fact, in our poultry farm, we've had new intending farmers come into our farm and say, listen, that they want to go into this business, and we'll show them the way. I have helped in setting up farm for a lot of people, and sometimes these things, some of these services are provided for free from our farm, though sometimes we do charge, but it's as little as possible. Because for us, one of the two major essence of this YouTube channel is, one, to contribute to food security in Africa, and secondly, to contribute in helping farmers maximize their profit. Those are the two philosophies that we base the formation of this farm on. So you do not need to pay those exorbitant consultancy fee. A lot of the information you need are online. If you need to get extra information, you can also reach out to farmers around you, and I believe the majority of them will be willing to share one or two ideas with you. So that is the number one mistake that we made when we started this farm. The second, but this point I raised do not mean that consultancy services are not needed. They are needed, but I do not believe that you need to pay so much to gain those services. The second mistake that we made, and I have seen a lot of farmers share this mistake, is not employing right. You see some farmers, when they want to start their farm, they employ friends and family members, or they just employ random people that reach out to them for employment. This is your business, and as such you need to take it serious. Your employers are very, very pivotal in the success of your farm, so you don't want to take it for granted. One of the guideline, or one of the rule, or let's say the philosophy within that we built this farm, is that we put our staff first. I think that idea is taken from I think it's Jeff Bezos, who says, if you treat your staff right, they would in return treat your customers right. I believe in that philosophy. So that's one of the stuff. But you can't treat your staff right, but your staff may not necessarily return that back in terms of taking care of doing what they ought to do, and taking care of and providing good services to the customers. So the advice I have received there's a very important advice I received online when it comes to employing staff, which is employ slowly but fire fast. So you take your time in employing the right worker in your farm. Make sure you shake their background, because one of the biggest challenge in poultry farming, particularly with regard to staff, is theft. You may experience, if you do not employ right, they would tell you, okay, that they were able to pick 20 crate of egg, whereas what they picked was 30 crate of egg. So they will tell you your broilers have died, whereas they sold it out, and so you need to make sure that you employ right, and if a staff is not attuned with the goal of your business, do not be sentimental about it. Show them the door immediately. That is one of the mistakes we made. And when you employ friends and family, it may be difficult, because then emotion is involved, to do the right thing. So that is the second lessons that we've learned during the year. Remember, stock taking is the end of the year. And by the way, compliment of the season to you wherever you are. So the third mistake we made is underestimating the chicken seasons. The chicken business has season. I'm talking about where we are. We're currently based in Uyo, in Nigeria. And Uyo is in the south region of Nigeria. And Uyo, there is a huge demand for broiler meat in Uyo. There's huge demand for eggs in Uyo. But the demand drops during the rainy season, because during the rainy season there will be a lot of fish in the out there in the market. That's when the fisherman goes and brings in this fresh fish out to the market. So, and people would want to people want to taste something different. They would want to eat those fish, and they will have to forgo the chicken. So that leads to drop in demand for chicken. So you need to understand these dynamics, so such that during season you have to, during season you can increase your production, and off season you can reduce your production. Look, this is a very important point, because I can tell you, we learned the hard way. In fact, in Uyo year, we usually have the season start from around September till December. But the peak of the season is usually between September to November. In December, if you look in our farm, we don't have much chicken at the moment. It's just very few. We have over here, and then we have some a little bit here, the ones that, that has been bought. We have some at the back there, over there. So we don't have much in Christmas season. We don't put much bed during that time. And the idea is because during that time, a lot of people are putting, during this Christmas time, it's not a season for us. We are running business. During Christmas time. Most people want to put chicken in the backside. So during this, from next week, you will see the entire market will be flooded with chicken. You don't want to stock so much during that time, But the peak of the season for us is usually, September, October, and November. That is when we stock a lot, because during that time, most people who are putting chicken they are usually targeting the Christmas time, so they don't want to sell. So there will be much demand and there will be less supply. So for us, we want to be meeting that demand as at that time. So that's when we want to, then we can't even meet the demand as at during this 3 months time. So that is how to run a business. And then so during January, at the beginning of January, during that time, there is no much demand for chicken at that time, because people have already eaten chicken for Christmas and New Year and such. That's not what is in their taste book.